Right.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I guess that's super true, right? Because I'm thinking about even, I mean, who knows? I mean, how smart AI will get, but it's just like with like I could see how much people can code stuff on their own, and AI, like imagine AI gets 10 times better, but it's like there's still things like it takes it's not the coding part that's hard. That I think that's where I think people are making the leap is that they think AI is going to get 10 times smarter. It's like it's going to get 10 times smarter at the coding bit, but the problem is that it's getting the idea out of your head. That's the
Right.
hard part. It's the knowing actually what you want, and you don't know until you see it. So it's like AI can't make
Exactly.
something that it can't see. Yeah.
Exactly. Because AI is a predictive model, but it's predictive based on the inputs. So it can, if you don't give it good inputs, then the predictions go far out into left field and away from what people want. That's hallucinations, right? Versus well-defined input give well-defined outputs, but it closes the band on what the AI can predict. And then you still end up with missing stuff on the left and the right as it's predicting things because you sometimes are too specific. And if you're not specific, so if you're not specific enough, you veer out into left field. And if you're too specific, you end up with something that's missing features and things like that. That's why you have to build on top of the boundaries and form outwards until you have a robust piece of software. But most people don't know how to do that. And they're getting better, but it requires a completely different style of thinking compared to what most people are used to.
Systems thinking, man.
Yeah. What's up, Amiso?
Hey, I'm good. I'm joining in with my phone, so
Oh, okay. No worries.
how you doing? Are you still
I'm
traveling?
I am. I'm in Las Vegas right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's been fun. I've been meeting a bunch of people and just getting to know the area and kind of figuring out what my next move is. So it's been exciting. I'm going to
Yeah.
Florida in a couple days, and then from Florida, I'm going to Costa Rica, and then from
Wow.
Costa Rica, I think I'm going to New York.
So you're not going home anytime soon?
I'll probably be home for like a day at some point, but
I mean, at this moment, you're just on the road. That's nice.
exactly. But I enjoy it. I mean, I like traveling. My hotel room, the dude in the next room snores really loud, like louder than I do, and that's saying something. And so that's
I
when
didn't hear it.
I
It's
can
so
hear
weird
it.
that you can hear it.
I can hear it in my room, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, is this what people deal with when they sleep with me? Like, is this how bad it is? Like that you can hear me
Oh my
snoring in the next room?" And but it's so loud. Oh my goodness. And then yesterday there was like a party, like a teenager or like early teen party in the room next
God.
door, like on the other side of the hallway. And
Yeah.
they were so loud. Like I had to call security on them at one point because it was like
Yeah.
9 a.m. and they were screaming at the top of their lungs. And I was like, I can't sleep. Like this is ridiculous.
Mm.
But oh, Jim Pepperson's joining.
What?
What's up,
Jim,
Jim? How are
Jimmy,
you?
Jim, 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 Jim.
Buongiorno e buenos dias, señores y signori. I can do the Spanish and the Italian all together.
Nice.
How about Nigerian though? You didn't.
I can do Nigerian Spanish and Nigerian Italian.
I
Why
want to
didn't
hear
you?
the Nigerian
You got to
Spanish.
add a French accent to it.
Let me hear the
right.
Nigerian one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, Mario,
now.
how you been, brother?
Good, man. How are you?
Just skipping over that. All right. All right.
Oh, I
I'm
didn't
good.
hear the audio was a little scrambled. What's that? What did I miss?
Oh, we're saying we want to hear the Nigerian. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I was making that up. Don't call me out on the carpet. Jeez.
Oh my God. I thought so.
I was speaking Chinese the other night, though. That was fun.
I do an excellent Austrian accent, though. It's got a hint of California to it.
How you been, Jim?
Good, man. How about you?
Doing good, brother. Just traveling a little bit and getting to kind of hang out and experience different parts of the country again for like the eighth time I'm traveling to just around the country for no particular reason. So I've been in I was in Mexico. I went to Las Vegas. I went to Chicago. I went to St. Louis. I went back home for 22 hours and then decided to fly back to Las Vegas. So I've been in Vegas since Sunday and I'm just getting some quality time hanging out with a couple friends and getting to see like Dakota and hopefully Andy and my friend Pam and just getting some work done, building out an app. So that's what I'm always doing, but that's been pretty fun. And then I go to Florida.
Today.
I know, right? Then I go to Florida on Monday, and I'll be in Florida for an event with Alex Slinsky. And then from Florida, I go to Costa Rica. And from Costa Rica, I may go to New York or I may go home. I haven't decided yet.
Right on.
There you are.
No moss. No moss.
No moss.
Not no moss. I mean, like a rolling stone gathers no moss.
Oh, no moss. No moss. I thought you were no moss, like no moss travel.
It was a
Well,
double
then I
entendre.
then I
It
gotta
was
go
a
to
fun play on words.
Then I gotta go to Thailand. I gotta go to the UK. I got just all kinds of stuff on my list. So
Heck yeah. When are you dragging Patchy Toes with you?
I
He
know,
looks
right?
like he
Well,
needs some sunlight. Look at him.
Patrick Jones, I got an extra bed if you want to come hang in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I would need a flight there. Then I would also require. Yeah, no, I wouldn't
He
be
would
able to do it right
overstim
now.
in Vegas, dude.
No, I would just be in. I would just be on my computer. It depends if I'm working. Well, if I'm working, I would networking would be more fun. I would definitely be. That's working though. Networking is working. So yeah.
You can get sunlight even indoors in Vegas.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. Like the casino machines are so bright, I'm pretty sure that they're equivalent to the ball of the sun. Like I don't know if you can see the background, but or I guess it's blurred out, but they're 100% like light dancing in the background. My glasses
yeah, I
aren't.
could see little flicks.
I need to get anti-reflective coating for my glasses. But
I could see me and you.
Yeah, I know. It's really it was one of those design flaws that I'm like, damn guys, like, come on. How'd you guys not put anti-reflective coating on these glasses or like some sort of like polarization or like something? But I guess for the price, I can't really complain.
What are the glasses? Are they? Oh, these the AI ones or something? Or
Yeah, they're AI glasses. So they're called Even Realities, and I don't know if I can actually show you. Let's see if I can turn them on. Let's see if I can get the view right.
I think I see a little bit of stuff there.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell if that's just the reflection of the the app or not.
Casino machines.
That's nothing. In my day, we had no glasses.
Yeah,
But we still scan the entire environment with a computer.
yeah, so they're like a HUD essentially. So if you've ever driven a car that has a heads up display, same principle. They do notifications, stock picker, transcription, weather, navigation, translation, AI research. Like yesterday at that networking conference I went to, after I was or after well, when I was there, I was actually transcribing the entire meeting, and as it was transcribing the meeting, and it does diarization, so it does speaker by speaker translate or transcription. But as it was transcribing the meeting, it was auto fact checking everything they were saying, which was really interesting because, like, not that they were saying anything inaccurate, but
Just it
to
was
watch,
doing it.
just to watch the AI be like, "Yep, that's factually accurate." Like, well, like, they could have meant this, they could have meant this, but this is the most likely explanation of what they're talking about. Like, it hears everything. Like, the glasses hear everything, and then all I have to do is like tap my ring a couple times to switch the mode, and then once I switch the mode into conversation, it'll auto transcribe everything. It's super powerful.
Interesting.
But it's like it's
marketers beware from the stage now. It's like you can't just say stuff without.
no, you can't.
That's not true. That's not true.
Well, you know, I run a Chat GPT transcriber in parallel to my meetings sometimes. Particularly this group that I've met with that are Montrealers, they're French Canadian, the whole group, and only like one of them speaks English intelligibly. So their cross conversation, I'm sitting there reading in real time what they're saying because I speak like 12 words of French. So
Yeah, this does live.
And then
This does
they start speaking in French, behind your back, and you're just like, okay, okay.
dude, let the nail salons in America beware.
Yeah, I know, right? This does live translation too. So all I have to do is select the language, and then it'll live translate the language into my viewport.
Oh, that stinks that it won't auto select it. It won't recognize it.
It will eventually. These are essentially beta versions of the glasses. Um, like when they release version 3, I think that they'll be a lot more robust. But this is version 2, and I would say, like, on a happiness to cost scale, I'm at like a 10 of 10, 9 of 10, somewhere in there. So I mean, all they can do is go up from here.
James O'Keefe and his team, they're gonna make sure that nobody on the dating sites dates anybody with glasses.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I was actually thinking about that. I was talking to somebody about it yesterday. I was like, during conversations, if you and I are having a conversation, we're just talking about different, topics, and you start talking about a topic that I don't know, I can do a couple things. I can either tap my ring and switch to AI mode and have it fully just start checking everything you're saying, or I can switch on transcribe mode and conversation mode and have it random fact check and random facts provide based on what you're saying. And let's say that I noticed this yesterday. If I have a curious intonation, or I say a curious statement, like, that's a very interesting thing to say, then my glasses will pick up that it's a cue. And which I didn't know about cues on the glasses, but it's a cue that if I say phrases a certain way, it will automatically start doing AI research on what the person's talking about and feeding me information about the conversation so that I sound more intelligent than I am.
Dude, I will never trust a doctor with glasses again after this conversation, Mario.
I was talking to a doctor friend of mine, and I was like, these would help you so much. Like, to be able to transcribe and automatically research medical conditions. And the transcription accuracy is crazy. Like,
yeah.
I have a limitless pendant, and I have a Neo pendant, and I have an Omi pendant, and I have a couple other AI like tech wearable quad and stuff like that. I have a couple AI tech wearables. And I have to say, like, the quality and speed of the transcription on these glasses is pretty superior to the other technologies I've used so far.
Do the glasses read your computer monitor?
No, they don't have
Camera.
a camera yet.
Oh, I assumed there was a camera on those.
No, because the battery life on these is about 48 hours. And if you put a camera in it, the battery life goes down to about 3 hours.
I see.
So I like the Ray-Ban Meta 3. They have a like 3 hour battery life, but they come with a camera and like a full color viewport. And this one is green screen without a camera.
Do you have the ability with that product to like turn the camera off and on so that your battery life is longer, or is it 3 hours and that's it?
It's basically 3 hours. It's 3 hours of continuous use, but I use my glasses constantly.
How quickly do they charge?
These glasses charge in about 30 minutes.
Yeah. So I guess if you had the need for the camera technology, you could buy 2 pairs and keep one on the charge.
Yeah, well, those take like 3 or 4 hours to charge. And they're thick and
3
cumbersome.
pairs.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
they're
see.
thick and cumbersome, and they're incredibly expensive. These were only $700 with the ring,
Drop in the bucket.
compared to the Meta 3s, which are like 1,500 or 1,000.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing for me that I was looking at was like, I had to pick if I wanted the high tech, like super fancy display with a camera, all poppy, or I had to pick if I wanted the functionality and practicality. And it's like I don't envision when we get contacts that do the same thing that they'll be anything more than a green screen. Right? Because the more tech you pack in, and the more power you require, the more we just don't have the power tech yet to be able to power a device like that in a small enough package that you can wear it without. I don't know if you've seen the Meta Ray-Ban 3, but they're super
Rolex
thick.
does kinetic charging.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. But kinetic charging requires mechanics. Whereas and like, I mean, Seiko has kinetic charging, so that, you know, Citizen has it.
I mean, can't you just put it in your? Can't you just route the power like into like a hat or just like down the shirt kind of thing? You know, like
What about a wind
I mean,
turbine? Like one of those little beanies with the propeller on it? Do it.
yeah, I mean, you could put the beanie with the propeller on it. That would be kind of funny. But you could wear like a mic pack or something like that with added power, and that's what the Vitra XR glasses that I have use. It's a neck mounted power pack, but it's really awkward, dude. You look like you're like an Egyptian with this like massive battery around your neck, and it's heavy too, and it gets hot.
I feel like he just read that off the screen, Mike. What do you think?
yeah, maybe just a
Well, you
little
can't
bit.
tell. You can't tell. Like when I turn them on, like it doesn't. I mean, I guess you can see a little bit of green. You can actually see it in the.
Yeah, I can see it there. Yeah, as you
Yeah,
get that
you can
in.
actually see it in the camera. But when I'm looking, like when I'm just looking at somebody, your eyes won't pick it up.
Right.
Like you cannot tell. 'Cause I was on a date, or not a date, but like an outing with a friend, and I was testing it, And then I, at one point, was like just focusing on reading what she was saying, and I wasn't paying attention. And she was like, "What are you doing? And why are you staring off into space?" And I was like, "Oh, I guess you can't see my screen." But
Let me share my screens.
yeah, let me share my screen with you. And she was like, "Let me try your glasses on." And I put them on. She's like, "This is like cheating." And I was like, "I know." I was like, because I can now go out with somebody or go and have a business conversation with somebody, and they have no idea that I'm transcribing what they're saying and getting live feedback and fact checking everything they're saying. Like, to your point about never trusting the doctor, like now the doctor's never going to trust me because I'm going to be fact checking what the doctor's saying as the doctor is telling me like different things. Like I'll have ChatGPT in my ear being like, "Well, it's not entirely accurate. Your chem panel says this, and this counteracts that, and blah 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 blah." So it's like now I'm armed with all the information that the doctor has and can potentially have better knowledge than they do because I'm using AI. And also these are technically illegal to use in a casino. Like if I
To
was
what?
actually to use in a casino,
Oh
like
yeah,
if I was actually gambling,
against the
which I,
rules.
oh, 100%. But I don't gamble. So
Well, that becomes the
In
thing of just like
casinos.
it's harder and
In casinos.
harder to catch those things.
yeah, and the frame on them, you can kind of see how thin it is. Like the pieces right around it are not super thick. Those are the battery endpoints right there, and also the touch sensors for the glasses. But then
I just
I
I,
have a
I
ring.
I'd bet that their security camera technology spots the glasses in that ring and puts it together immediately and is like, follow that guy around.
Oh, probably, yeah, probably.
Because
But
their tech is incredible in those facilities.
100%. They have the most advanced AI imagery and AI capture technologies. Like there was this one guy um, who was reported for like stalking this girl and at high level conferences, and we were at Funnel Hacking Live, and in advance of the conference they let security know and gave him a picture of this guy, and they put it in the system. He didn't make it 3 feet on the property before there was an armed team of security on him.
Wow.
Like it was absolutely wild. But and then they ejected him off the property, and that was really funny to watch because he like stood outside, like off of casino property, like videoing, being like, "I hate everybody," blah 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 blah, and we all got to watch his complete like uh explosion
Bro,
live on Facebook.
manifesting. He was manifesting.
Yeah, it was wild, man. But yeah, no, I think AI wearable tech is really going to change the landscape for, or has already changed the landscape for business and personal meetings. Like
Hey,
my Omi, which is the pendant that I wear, which I need to charge, but my Omi that I wear allows me to basically live transcribe my entire life. And it's so incredibly powerful in that I don't forget nearly as much. Because one, there's something to be said for knowing that something's listening all the time. And like, I almost remember more because I know that I have it, I feel like. And then on top of that, if I do forget something, it reminds me. It's like, hey, don't forget, you told Amiso that you were going to get her a quote by Thursday. Like, it's just absolutely insane.
I'm
That
impressed with some of the simpler things that go on. Like I'm 46 years old, so I'm a Gen X. I'm a write things down with a pen and paper helps me lock them in type person. So I go through countless legal pads every month. I order like 20 of them from Amazon or something. And I almost never refer back to the notes. Almost don't like I don't have to, but I often find that I take notes during a meeting that I'm like, man, I really wish I had these notes on the computer, and I just take a picture of it, feed it to ChatGPT, and it doesn't matter how neat or how sloppy my handwriting is that day. It's been great at putting the pieces together and helping me compose notes into the computer that way for long-term storage. Because usually I get through a month and I throw a bunch of pads away because I'm like, yeah, I hadn't looked at that one or that one or that one or that one in a couple of weeks. Psh, out.
Yeah.
I I have like a notepad, like it's digital notepad for what is it called there? Just on Windows there, where almost all my notes go. And the whole idea is like I just dump things, I just write things there as I'm listening or talking and all that. And it's like I almost never really need to refer back to them. Almost ever. Like when you actively do something, because you're as you know, as Mario, as you said, right? The fact that you remember
Engage.
that something is listening, you are actively thinking about what's happening now. Like that's the main mechanism, right? So
What I
I mean,
also
it's
notice that when I read things, like audio wise, I forget everything. Like audio goes in, and it's why I hate audio messages so much. Like audio goes in one ear and out the other, because my brain processes so much information at once, because of my ADHD and everything else. Like I'm literally processing this every sound that is going on around me and picking out. And I might be actively listening to a conversation, and then my ears will tune in to a different conversation. I'll still be listening and able to engage on, this front over here, but my ears are actually tuned into this conversation that's going on over there. And because of that, like I forget so much of what is said, but I found that if I read it, um, as opposed to hearing it, that I ingest more information. So like the transcription feature for me has allowed me to have more meaningful conversations because I'm really in tune and attending that conversation because it's focusing me not only auditorially on the conversation, but also giving me what I need, which is the reading portion of it. Because I consume an absurd, like I read at an absurd pace. So we can have a full conversation, and as it's transcribing it, I read every single word. Um, and but so I found that it's changing my learning style, or it's more amenable to my learning style than some other methods that I've tried previously.
Yeah,
it's
I'll tell
it's
you,
active. It's
my
giving yourself. Sorry, go on, dude.
no, it's all right, man. You go ahead. It's a lag. Does what it does.
Nah, I was just gonna blather on a little bit. Go, Mr. Jim. I want to hear from you. I don't get to hear from you too often.
Oh, I was just saying, like, where my brain's been over recent months is like there's a there's a big part of me that I'm like, I would just soon kind of be outside of AI and automations. It because it's going to be such a dynamically changing thing. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I think I want to go back to owning a blue collar business. But I'm older than I was when I was a roofer, and I'm in fat shape instead of great shape now. So like the idea of going up ladders terrifies me at this point. I'm like, that's not a good idea. So I've been looking at this piece of equipment. You can look up Green Climber NA as in North America.com. And it's a steep slope forestry mulcher, front end skid loader. It'll go on a 60-degree slope, stump grinder, and it's remote control. So you're not in the beehive when you hit the hornets or whatever. You're 400 feet away controlling it. I'm like, I really just want to buy one of those and run it 100 days of the year for $3,000
Oh,
and Yeah, like that's
Oh, that's cool.
I'm like, I want to go to something like that because I'm like, AI is not going to replace anything with blades turning anytime soon.
Yeah, because then it's gonna come after you by accident.
Yeah,
Like
the
he look,
insurance
he's wearing
companies would be
yellow.
like, nah, nah. Yeah,
Like he
that
looks
won't
like
even
a
go to
bee.
market.
Yeah, they're in the robotics world. Like there's a whole series of bots called cobots, or like co meaning like with humans. And if you ever seen a green robot in any kind of factory line, that green color is tells you that it's a official cobot, and they have a lot of different rules because they have to move at a certain speed. There's only like they have limits on how fast they are allowed to move, like how they're built and all that. So yeah, like human automated things like that, and with blades, yeah, there's a lot of hard limits.
That robot looks pretty
Oof.
cool though. That green climber.
The green climber.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really a robot. It's actually more reminiscent of what was it called, like Bot Wars or whatever, the series where people would
Yeah. Yeah.
destroy each other's crap. It's
Battle
like a really
bots,
big one.
robot
Battle
wars.
bots. It's like a really big one of those. It's not autonomous, but then so I've been focused over the last few days, well, last week, I guess. I bought a Mac Mini and putting together orchestral AI team that will that's designed to build a blue collar business to build
Oh,
and
cool.
support it. I'm like, I want an exit strategy and I want to be on the front end.
Yeah, that makes
And if
sense.
it works
When
well, I
AI
have
all
some.
falls apart.
And if it works well, I'll sell Mac Minis that are loaded up.
Yeah, that's smart. I mean, that's like Claude you know. It's the same principle as Claude.
Hey man, just start. You got to double dip. You got to help push the robot Armageddon while also selling the
Well, I'll get out.
the Jim Baker buckets of food.
Well, I remember what happened in the dot-com era. People who got in early and got out midway were very comfortable. People who stuck in it for the long haul got burned hard. And that burn came because of scamming. Scamming is what killed the dot coms. And if you recall, back in those days, nobody in their right brain would put a credit card or a debit card number in online.
Well, the crazy part is that people are putting their credit and debit cards in AI.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's what's wild to me is that they're actively they're people are connecting Claudebot to their social media and they're connecting it to their iMessage and all this other stuff and connecting it to their bank accounts and their cryptocurrency. And it's like that AI gets one wrong instruction and it will nuke your life. Like that's was one of the reasons why I use Claudebot for testing purposes and for research purposes, but I would never in my right mind connect it to all the things in my life. Like that's just insane.
You got to
Especially
guardrails, man.
well, yeah, and that's the problem is that people don't know how to, and guardrails are only as good as the AI obeying.
Correct.
You know, you have to
That's right.
turn off destructive actions and then tell it to not use the API calls at the same time because you turn off destructive actions and it's like, oh, I'll just write a quick script and execute the script. That'll I put guardrails in, and this is one really good example, right? I don't know if you guys are familiar with a .env file
Yeah.
when you're coding, but your env file contains all of your secrets typically, right? And Cursor is not supposed to be able to edit. It's in the global ignore list unless you explicitly exclude .env files from global ignore. Cursor is not supposed to be able to write into .env files, right? Well, if you are persistent enough and tell Cursor to write a script to update the env file, it will write the script to update the env file and bypass its global ignore rules. And its global ignore rules are supposed to be like the gold of cursor can't go outside your file directories. It can't, and Claude Code's the same way. But all you have to do is tell it to do something bad, or be like, I really think you can do this. I don't understand why you can't do this. And it's like, let me figure out a way around my rules. Right. And so that's the problem with AI right now, is that the guardrails, you don't have a kill switch.
Yeah.
You
That's
have
why I kind of had that conversation with Andrew when I was talking about the team of agents. And I said, that's why they go on a Mac Mini. They can at least pull the plug.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
But I mean,
if they don't have the ability
it's
to,
not just the AI. It's if someone gets access to that AI, like, yeah, like they can do there's no such, like, you don't know when it's used whatever authentications it's gotten
that's
to
right.
get to jump into other, because it doesn't just need to go from like virus style from computer to computer. As soon as you have AI and APIs, if there's a path back to your computer at all, or just your data in the cloud, it's like, doesn't matter.
Or an image that's got embedded, like a base 64 image that has malicious code embedded in it, or a prompt embedded in it, right? Like, let's say that the AI is taking screenshots of your desktop so that it can know what it's doing, or taking screenshots of a web page, or downloading assets from a web page, and it goes across that image file, and all of a sudden that image file tells it to wipe everything on your computer, and it thinks it's you telling it to wipe everything on your computer. Like, those are some of the risks with platform like agentic platform, is that AI, especially for these people that are like self-hosting the Kimi model and are self-hosting they're like, oh, it's going to be more secure if I locally host a model, and if I limit its access to the internet, or limit its access to the APIs. It's like, yeah, right up until someone writes a prompt that tells it to not limit its own access and to not abide by the guardrails and to figure out a way around it, and then you're hosed. And that actually ironically ties back into the whole purpose of this call, which is documentation, because you need extensive prompting and documentation as guardrails to keep the AI on the rails. And you need traceability, and you need, and to Michael's point earlier, you never know when the AI is using those APIs. So you need an audit log, you need, all these different things. And that's what makes it more secure, because then at least you can untangle the wires and figure out what went wrong.
Yeah.
And you need to set up immutable backups. You need to set up like backups that no matter what, the AI has no way to touch. Like they have a backup technology that is write only, and it cannot overwrite previous backups, because essentially each backup is on its own partition. And it makes it impossible for any code to jump system or jump permissions level and wipe other backups or corrupt other backups. So it's designed for like ransomware attacks and stuff like that. And if you don't set stuff like that up, you're just causing problems in the future. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy, like, to get into this conversation, because I had this conversation last night with this woman about how, she was like, oh, I hate AI. I'm scared of it. It's taking my job, and it's going to change the lives of my children. And I'm like, but not in a bad way. And not if you know what you're doing. And another thing is, like, if you don't adopt it and you get left behind, you're hosed. Like, the people that didn't adopt the .com era are still paying for it.
Well, I mean, maybe there are people like, if you had like blue collar people who refused to get a website, like that kind of thing, or
There's a lot of that in Canada. Canada's like, we're like many years, like a lot of people just, there's a lot of companies that just never bothered going online. Like it's like, yeah, it's a fad. We don't need it. It's like, yeah, you don't until you do, until your competitors are outproducing you at a crazy scale.
Well, it's like Joe Rogan. Is it just the three of us on this call now?
Yeah.
And
Joe
the live
Rogan.
stream.
Okay, well, Joe Rogan told a joke several years ago. So if we're on the live stream, I won't repeat it. But the the punchline had something to do. He was talking about like how it should not be illegal to scam stupid people because it's easy. He was like talking about some company that was selling male enhancement pills uh, at 2 a.m. on infomercials, and Ron Jeremy and some lady that looked like she'd been up all night doing cocaine were like the host of the infomercial. And this company sold all these pills, and they all got indicted for fraud because they were junk, And he was like, that shouldn't be illegal. He was like, because think about it. If Big D pills were a real thing, it'd be the worst kept secret. It'd take like 12 minutes for the first guy to die of an overdose in the drugstore parking lot. And he was like, and there would be some people who would hold out and be like, not me, I'm good with what I got. I'm not taking the pills. He's like, but eventually you'd have to give in. He's like, because as the environment changes, the organism adapts. And then, so the punchline had to do with the adaptation that would force into women. And then he talked about them being chased by men with shopping carts in front of them. And they would just parachute off of a cliff.
I think I remember that joke. I love Joe Rogan, man.
Like flying squirrel.
That's funny. No, I mean, it's one of those things where that's, people are getting scammed right now by OpenClaw, and it's something that people aren't really, or Quadbot or whatever, Molt or what Moltclaw or whatever people are calling it nowadays. And I think it's OpenClaw, and people are getting scammed by it. And you go on X or you go on Reddit, and the horror stories that people are telling about what happens when they run it, and not just run it, not just getting hammed with like destructive actions, but the amount it's charging them in tokens on simple tasks is wild. Like I was reading an article
like
about this
too
guy.
verbose.
Yeah, a guy that ran up like a $4,000 Anthropic bill, and he's like doesn't have a job, and he ran up like a $4,000 API bill because he didn't put limits on it because nobody told him to. And it's like there's so many different pitfalls right now that people are. I almost would agree with Joe Rogan in that, like, not saying that people deserve to be scammed if they're stupid, but you gotta
shouldn't be
have
criminal.
It shouldn't necessarily be criminal. You gotta have a little common sense. Like you gotta be able to say like.
But do you remember why they put the hot coffee warnings on the McDonald's coffee cups now?
Oh, 100%, because McDonald's got sued for this lady, but in technically in her defense,
that was a really good, like, McDonald's deserved every single bit of that lawsuit.
Yeah, McDonald's deserved every single bit of that.
No, but she
that
put
lady
the coffee
was like
on the dashboard and then drove forward and it fell off the dashboard.
Yeah, but it was
It wasn't like they dropped it in her lap, handing it over.
No, but it was boiling hot. Like it was literally boiling. Like it was so hot. It was so much hotter than it should have been. McDonald's deserved that lawsuit.
There was an actual issue with the. Yeah.
She didn't win the suit because it was stupidity. She won the suit because McDonald's is actually in error with like FDA standards.
But the thing on the scamming stupid people, it's like I get the concept.
It's still sinful. It's still sinful.
I get the idea of like saying, it's like we can't babysit everybody on the planet, sure, but like 10% of the planet has an IQ of less than like 70 or 80, right? There's people who are old, who are senile, who are vulnerable, and they they don't have they don't have any protections either
Yeah.
cognitively, mentally, or just it's changing so fast.
Yeah,
Like,
keep in mind, Rogan was telling a joke for one, and two,
yeah. Rogan was,
those people
but I'm
that
talking about the Claude
Enron,
bot.
they're smart. If you can get them, you can definitely get me. That should be illegal. Like he was part of the joke was he was using himself as the midline.
Yeah, but I think to Michael's point though, like it's like the AI ethics committee, right? And I think that this is one thing that hasn't really been talked about a lot in the last couple of years. Is there's actually a global AI ethics committee that has like Bill Gates and Elon Musk and like all these people that are part of it. And
it's scary.
Yeah, I know, right? And
where are the children?
The whole point is that they're supposed to be the ones that are protecting people like Sam Altman and all these other people. And then Sam Altman turns around and buys OpenClaw.
Yeah.
And it's like now OpenAI, ChatGPT, the thing that arguably people trust more than conventional education nowadays, right? Like doctors trust ChatGPT more than they trust. There's a survey done that I read, an article about that doctors trust ChatGPT more than they trust their own education. And now OpenAI is endorsing something that is potentially catastrophic to people. And I'm seeing, and I put out that Facebook post, right when Claude originally came out, that was like, don't use this. Like this is inherently dangerous. And if you are a guru promoting this, you are an idiot. And all the gurus,
experimental aircraft.
Yeah, all the gurus like jumped on the bandwagon of like, don't promote it, right? And I got tons of shares, tons of comments, and I reached out to all these influencers that I knew, and we're like, I'm gonna call you out publicly if I see you promoting this. And what happens? Like 72 hours later, the news cycle dies, and all of a sudden they're back to promoting it. And I'm like now they're effectively scamming people. Anyways, I feel like we've gone on a very, very, very long winded tangent about AI and scamming people. But I think bringing it home, it's like or bringing it at least back to base, like the potential for some of these systems that are undocumented and untested experimental aircraft, like Jim said, is very, very dangerous. And you have to, and that's why vibe coding is such a, like Apache Hub for vibe coding is so critical, because if you're not documenting what's going on and you don't know the inner mechanics of the application, you don't know what wires you accidentally connected together that could, if you ever seen those cars, right, where you push a series of buttons and a drug panel pops open? Like you ever watch Cops? They twist the knob twice and turn the radio dial, and the drug panel pops open.
All the car doors have to be closed. And push
this
button and the unlock, and
like the same principle applies to undocumented software and undocumented snapshots and applications. If you don't know what wires you've connected and you just run it, and it just so happens that one customer comes in and decides to perform a specific series of actions, all of a sudden their world unravels and now you're at risk for a lawsuit. And it's just, there's so much.
That's what insurance is for.
Oh, 100%. That's why people need cybersecurity insurance. Like that's such a huge factor in business nowadays. If you don't have cybersecurity insurance and you're operating a SaaS software like High Level or something like that, you're an idiot. Like the potential to get sued for, there was a situation that this guy was traveling in a foreign country and wasn't paying attention, got a password reset from High Level, initiated the password reset, and turned out it was that scam email that was going around about his account being shut down. And he narrowly avoided a massive lawsuit because they stole all of his customers' marketing lists.
Wow. What was interesting when Andrew and I first started working, it was in our first probably 2 or 3 weeks at Extendly. He got a text message one day. We were all, we're all in the CS office talking to each other, and he was like, "What is this?" He gets a text message that it says, "Hey Andrew, it's Sharon Carr. I'm about to go into a meeting. I need you to do me a favor for this client. Can you go buy a bunch of Apple gift cards or something?"
Yeah.
And yeah, like because he's a new employee. Somebody pulled his number and whatever off of probably True People search, saw he was a new employee at Extendly on his LinkedIn or whatever, and texted under the pretext of being Sharon. So of course it was like everybody was like, "That sounds scammy," and I was like, "Yeah, I think it does too, and I think I'd reach out to Sharon." So you might recall Sharon put a message out on the company Slack, "Hey, I will never ask anybody to buy any gift cards. If
I got
anything,
that same text message. It said it was from Beyond. And I
yeah,
was like, I texted V and I was like, are you broke?
right, right, right."
I was like, do you not have money anymore? Like, do you need me to buy gift cards? And he was like, nah, bro. And I was like, I thought it was a scam, but I was just going to mess with you.
And so then within the first couple of weeks of getting to my current assignment at Scipio, I started getting emails to my Scipio email, saying, "Hey, this is Nick. Nick's the former CEO, not the current CEO." So that was the quick tip off, was that something was goofy, and it was like, I forgot what it was trying to, it was some kind of phishing. I forgot what it was trying to get me to do, but I was like, Nick, next, Nick, next. But I got
Oh,
like
I didn't
probably
know you. I
six,
didn't know you were a Scipio. When that happened?
September 9th.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah,
That's awesome, man.
I was part of the downsize at over the summer at Extendly.
Gotcha.
Nor left. His last day was Friday.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he started a new gig with some web company.
Oh, cool. Good for him.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All of us
And
former extended team members.
he's actually an employee now instead of a contractor, so he's got some benefits and stuff, he said.
Oh, that's good. That's good, man. Yeah, Nora deserves it, man. Nora is an awesome.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. He's just all
He's
around
solid.
like a genuinely rock solid dude.
Yeah, super solid. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, cool,
that
boys.
AI is
We
just gonna
are
make that all
just up
worse.
on time. So
Hey, catching
I
up,
will.
fellas.
Yeah, you too, man. I will talk to all of you here shortly. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I know that we've got a ton of people watching on Facebook and YouTube. So appreciate all of you.
Cool.
And we'll see you guys on the flip side.
See you, man.
Toodles.